4 residents sign up to speak. The first person signed up is James Clifton.
James Clifton, Fielding Ridge Precinct. Since the last meeting, I've been conducting a forensic investigation of the missing audio from the Fayette County Development Authority presentation at the Kennesaw retreat, including retrieval and analysis of metadata and other file attributes. Tonight, I'm going to present some of those findings. The Kennesaw retreat was recorded on an Evita V618 voice recorder. There are 4 recordings covering 14 hours. The 4 recordings correspond to a morning session on the 29th, an afternoon session on the 29th, a morning session on the 30th, and an afternoon session on the 30th. The file name for each of the 4 recordings provided by the clerk's office contains an associated date stamp. The date on the voice recorder had not been set to the correct date and registered as October 10th, 2025. This is not uncommon with electronic devices that are not connected to Wi-Fi and require manual adjustment of the date. The first recording of the retreat on the morning of January 29th, 2026 shows that it was the 11th recording on the device with a date of October 10th, 2025. Here's where the forensic analysis becomes concerning. The next audio file sequentially is the January 30th, 2026 morning session from the Kennesaw retreat and not the afternoon session from January 29th. The afternoon session from the January 29th portion of the meeting with the missing audio from the Fayette County Development Authority presentation has a file name date stamp 10 days after the recording actually took place. I consulted the device manufacturer about the anomaly. They stated that this would only occur if the audio file was re-recorded, altered, or edited 10 days later. If you look at the calendar of events, the date this file was altered was 5 days after I began to dig into the subjects discussed at the Kennesaw retreat, and 2 days after the Fayette County Development Authority reached out to me to attempt to sway my opinion about data centers. At this point in the investigation, the term scapegoat begins to be thrown around. Having served as an assistant special master investigating corruption in the city of South Fulton City Council, I have seen this scenario play out. Fingers start getting pointed, and unfortunately, they often are all directed at a lower ranking employee, which is why my attention now turns to the recording clerk, Martha Barksdale. Mrs. Barksdale, you can get ahead of the accusations by attaining protected status as a whistleblower.
Please direct your comments to the mayor. Thank you so much.
You can avoid retaliatory termination and maintain your reputation, but it will require you to answer some difficult questions honestly. Did you record the presentation by the Fayette County Development Authority at the Kennesaw retreat on January 29th, 2026?
Please direct your comments to the mayor. Thank you so much.
If you don't come forward with this information, the clerk's office will say that the audio recording was missing when you return the Evita V618 voice recorder to their office, and the blame will be placed on you solely. Last, I want to address the coordinated effort on social media and in the newspaper to undermine my credibility and malign my reputation. My wife cries herself to sleep at night because of these malicious attacks. But she wakes up in the morning and she tells me to keep fighting. Do you want to know why? Because this city and this county are worth it, and I will not stop.